tire. Oh, man.
Let's just pull off the serpentine belt real quick before we pull that oil filter off.
Goes away.
Millions of Americans are returning their new trucks and everyone knows why. Before we get started, hit the subscribe button and like the video.
So I started looking at pickup trucks online because my truck has like over 200,000 miles on it. And why the fuck are trucks $100,000 for a new one? I mean, I bought mine 8 years ago for $40,000. You tell me, what the fuck is $100,000 on a truck? It's gonna be scrap metal in 20 years. It's not a fucking house. This whole place is getting ridiculous, out of hand. Can't fucking stand it anymore.
So you guys know I picked up the Shelby Raptor 2 weeks ago, and this thing has been a piece of garbage. Now here's the rundown. The engine's giving me misfires, the transmission is not shifting smooth, issue with the rear diff, issue with the four-wheel drive system, my light bar doesn't even work anymore, and the variable valve timing system is shot. I have an oil pan leak, I also have a coolant leak, and I also have wet passenger floors. I'm trying to figure that out. So the engine doesn't want to accelerate anymore, so we're trying to figure that out, but there'll be a full diagnostic on Monday. Now I was pretty pissed about finding all this out, so I actually went out and bought this Ram TRX. I don't know. Hopefully it's better.
New vehicle. Yeah, it's really like herky-jerky, slipping. It's all over the place, guys. More so than usual. All right, guys. Here we are. What's up?
How you doing today?
Not too good. Houston, we have a problem.
What's up?
I'm sure you're familiar with this. I got a transmission notification. It came up and said, call SOS roadside assistance. You got a
Did you have an
transmission.
appointment today or no?
Do I need an appointment when my transmission is on me?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Drop it off. We work by appointment, so.
I mean, I can't drive it. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Yeah. I'll need to give you a hard time. I know your job's not easy either, but I'm really stressed out about this. This is
Let me get
a major disruption.
And I'll get you as one of the service advisors.
Oh,
Give me a second.
okay, take your time. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
We're going to at least need about 2 hours to get it looked at and addressed. At least figure out what we're dealing with.
Okay, so do you suggest instead that you get me a ride home now?
I would.
What's with the Hyundai's transmissions?
Not to say there's an issue with it.
So that's it. You guys know what I know. Dropped it off. You know, they kind of hassled me about not having an appointment. I mean, what were they going to do? Turn me away because I didn't have an appointment? I mean, it's absurd. So, anyway, we got that out of the way. Now what's happening is they're sending a lift to come and give me a lift. And, you know what, guys? I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I'm hoping for. I'm almost hoping that the transmission does need to be replaced. You know what I mean? If I'm going to keep being hassled about, you know, lights going off and, you know, clunky driving and, you know, can't go anywhere when you put it into reverse and all this other nonsense, you know, it's funny because I got a lot of heat from people in the comments about, oh, so what? It's under warranty, or so what? It's only a recall notice. Everybody gets them. Let me tell you something. I go pretty far, guys. I don't want to get stuck. I mean, look what I got to deal with right now. Look what I got to deal with. Standing here in the freaking grass on a highway waiting for a lift to come and pick me up. You know, when you got a vehicle that's got 23,000 miles on it. I don't want to be in Key West and get into my truck and turn the key and I'm not going anywhere. I've had that happen to me. Fiat, Spider convertible. I've had that happen to me, and let me tell you, it's no fun, okay? So, we'll see what happens, and I love my blue iguana, but if I knew then what I know now, there's no way I would have bought this truck. There's just no way. Too many hassles, too many inconveniences. How's the transmission? Sorry, man. I don't answer phone numbers I don't recognize, and I should have figured it was you, but thank you. How you doing? Awesome, yeah. Oh, you're driving a Hyundai? How's that transmission holding up?
So far, so good.
Lucky you. Mine isn't. Yeah, man, 23,000 miles. You ever have a car that had a problem with the transmission on 23,000 miles?
Not even 150,000.
Not even 150,000. It was an early demo.
Hey, so I bought a brand new TRX. The MSRP is almost $26,000. It's got less than 2,000 miles on it, and we discovered a coolant leak. We got out of the truck, you could smell coolant. I'm currently on hold with the dealer, and they're telling me that typically under Dodge's warranty, they don't provide a rent-a-car. So keep that in mind. You spend MSRP on a truck, and they will not cover a rent-a-car. Like, that makes sense. Wow.
If I could give the young people that watch this video today one piece of advice, or even anybody that's 20 to 40 years old, or any age for that matter, stop going out and buying new cars. Don't buy a new car, and don't buy a new truck. See, I've owned probably 20 vehicles in my lifetime. I've done the buy it, drive it for a year, trade it in, lose $4,000 or $5,000, take that money, tack it onto the next vehicle, pay too much in interest. And if you look around your job or your town, you'll see everyone driving vehicles between $25,000 and $60,000, $80,000 for some of the trucks and SUVs. And I gotta say, it's very dumb. It's stupid. Everyone thinks they have to have a new ride, but the minute you drive that off that lot, within a month and it gets dirty and you lose that new car smell, it just becomes another used car. I drive an 11-year-old RAV4, 170,000 miles, runs perfectly fine. And I still owe a little bit of money on it because I had financed it with higher miles. But I said to myself, after I looked at the payments on like a new SUV or a new truck, and there is no way in hell I'm gonna pay $800, $900, or $1,000 a month for a SUV or a truck. First of all, you can't afford it. Second of all, it's stupid. Third of all, once you buy it, you're gonna lose probably 40% once you drive it off the lot. So if you're a young kid, go on Craigslist or look on Facebook Marketplace. And I know that now with vehicles, you get the check engine lights, and they can be a real pain in the ass. But go buy yourself like a, okay, we'll bump it up a little bit, $2,000 to $3,000 to a $5,000 to $6,000 vehicle. Now my vehicle's 11 years old, 170,000 miles, runs like a top. So you could go out and buy a vehicle like mine, Toyota or Honda or whatever you want, but just make sure you check into it first. You don't buy something that's a piece of crap. But you probably could spend $5,000 to $6,000 on a decent vehicle that'll last you for years, and save up the money and pay cash for it, because you don't want to get stuck in those payments. I've been making payments for like 30 years on vehicles. It's not fun. It's not smart. Save your money for a rainy day, put it in your retirement, but stop spending money on vehicles because it's stupid. Because like I said, once you drive it off the lot, it's just another used car, it's just another used truck. And there's no vehicle that's worth between $50,000 and $80,000. There's no truck that's worth $50,000. There's no truck that's worth $80,000. It's bananas. Get yourself a $5,000 beater, and trust me, you're not going to feel any different. You're not going to feel any less elite than the other guy driving an $80,000 truck, crying behind the wheel because he can't afford it. You're going to feel happy. You're going to sleep good at night because you got a good ride that runs good, and you don't owe any payments, and you don't owe any money on it. Bought and paid for. That's how you want to live. Get rid of the credit cards, get rid of the car debt, and just live within your means.
And I was upside down on it by like, I don't know, $6,000, $8,000. I bought this truck, and I think I had to put $6,000, this is $5,000 or $6,000 down to get into this. And I was upside down. I had to special order it because I bought it during COVID when the prices were crazy. Nobody had trucks on the lot. Ford said it would be a year to even get an F-250 from them. I had to special order it and wait. They couldn't tell me when it would come in. I bought another Ram. Took me 3 months to get it. Put $5,000 or $6,000 down and was upside down on this the day I walked off the lot with it. And massive, massive payment that I'm still carrying. That's where we get to the part I didn't understand. I did not understand the cost of ownership of a diesel truck. And I should have, but I didn't. So there are a wide variety, and we're going to get into all the problems I've had with this truck and the problem I've had today with this truck. that has sparked this video. The cost of ownership on a diesel truck is insane. I don't know about your state, but in Kansas, if you have a diesel truck, you pay like twice as much in property taxes every year. It costs a lot more to own this. Because this truck has such a high appraised value, my insurance is crazy. So 10 years ago, we had 2 drivers in the house, me and my wife. We had older vehicles on liability. Our combined car insurance was like $80 a month. My car insurance today, with 2 teenage kids and both of us having expensive vehicles, is like $1,000 a month for insurance. Ridiculous. Stupid, and it's choices I've made. Make better choices, you don't have these problems. That's what the video is about. I've made bad choices. I'm now recognizing I've made bad choices. By saying it out loud, I'm hoping it helps you guys. You got the property taxes, you got the higher insurance. The next thing is maintenance on this vehicle. It has these crazy high, expensive built-in maintenance points. For instance, I drive this truck a lot. I put a lot of miles on it, which is also stupid. An oil change on this is like $370. And I said that in another video, and people were like, well, that's your problem. You're overpaying to have the dealership do the oil change. So I went to a small one-man diesel shop in my little town nearby. It's just a little shop. He's had employees, but most of the time he runs this by himself. This guy's not going to have the kind of overhead of a dealership, right? And he's a good guy. His daughter and my granddaughter are in cheerleading together. He's a really solid guy. I said, man, I'm getting ripped off by the dealership on these almost $400 oil changes. And he looked at it and looked up his cost, and he's like, man, I can beat that, but not by much. It's still going to be $325, $340, somewhere in that range for an oil change. Because every time you do the oil change, there's several reasons.
It's absolutely astonishing to me how fast these American trucks depreciate.
This is a 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500 ZR2. It only has 30,000 miles on it, and it's already down to
$54,000. Put this in perspective, this brand new right now, MSRP is 78 grand. If you were to go to a dealership and buy it out the door, you're looking to pay about $72,000. You can save 20 grand in just 2 years and 30,000 miles. And this is CarMax, where we all know they have really high prices. But I still feel like even at $55,000, this is a little much, because at the end of the day, this looks nice aesthetically. This is all just cheap plastic and stuff, but this stuff is just all cheap plastic, some very minimal soft touch stuff. And you gotta think, this has an MSRP of almost $80,000. Heated and cooled seats, but my favorite part about this one is, did they do the recall on the engine on this one yet? Ah, they did do the recall. 0W40, that new motor oil will save this engine from blowing up. If you look right there, it's a little low on coolant, but that should be fine.
Here are 5 of the worst trucks you could possibly buy. Do not buy these trucks. Let's start off with an absolute banger. And the only thing that's going to be banging is the engine. These engines are so bad that Ford just completely gave up after 2 years of making it. The Honda Ridgeline isn't necessarily a bad truck, it's just an embarrassing truck. As a friend, I would not recommend a Honda Ridgeline to another friend, so don't get it, because everybody will make fun of you unconditionally. Next, we got the Power Boost F-150. These are in the newer F-150 trucks, and you do not want it. They are having so many issues from the factory with all their EV technology. And I'm going to group the EV version of the F-150, the Lightning, in the same thing. They're literally shut down the plant to build these things because they're having so many issues. So don't buy one. Next, we got the 6.0 Power Stroke F-250. These were in production years of 03 to 07. Every single one of them was ragged out by a kid at one point in its life. The motors might be just as bad as the 6.4, and it's extremely expensive to fix. Next, we got the Dodge Ram 1500. These are decently reliable, okay? But you will have to change the lifters at some point, maybe at 100 to 120,000 miles. These experience almost guaranteed lifter failure, so if you're trying to buy a truck, I probably wouldn't buy this one.
He's definitely not alone. The new truck market is facing a massive wave of buyer's remorse, and trucks that used to hold their value like gold are now depreciating faster than almost any other vehicle on the road.
Show you why I call these pretty little poisons. Just look at it. It's a beautiful truck. Sexy. What looks good is not always good for you. At 96,000 miles, we've already had lifter failure. The roller bearing has failed and chewed into the cam. Ugh. Original complaint on this vehicle was it was skipping, carrying on real bad. The customer has tried everything. That's why it's good to pay a professional to look at the problem and get it diagnosed properly, because he could have saved a lot of money. Not only lifter failure is problematic on these, but transmission failure is also problematic. Man, pretty little poisons. Alex the Car Doctor out. See you on the next one.
They are built to be scrapped and not repaired. We're not that far removed from having trucks like this that were so simple to repair. That headlight comes in, goes out. All these switches and this panel can all be replaced. This is all separated. On this door panel, everything is one piece. Everything is one piece. You break those switches, new door panel. You break that window switch, new door panel. You scuff this up, new door panel. You mess this up, new door panel. You did what I did. You break this, new door panel. So what I did is I first replaced my door panel with a used one. Then I thought I would salvage my good parts off my old door panel to see if I could save them. You can't. This speaker girl right here, I had to cut out. Look at how they fasten it in. That's all riveted into place. You have to cut out the rivets to replace the speaker girl. Problem is, though, you can't get to it without cutting up stuff. The door handle up here, I broke this little piece right here, right? You can't get this out without undoing all those rivets. So I thought I'd buy a used one, then take all my good parts, put it on the used one, and it turns out you can't do that. So I went ahead, should have just ordered a new door panel from the beginning. But I was trying to listen to everyone on the internet. Say, oh, save money, buy a used one. The used one was actually more money than the new one was, which was crazy.
And I mean that quite literally. This thing rides like crap. And it's not just this one. Guys, I've had the Laramie, limited Longhorn, whatever. I've had almost every different version of this. I've had the TRX as well. I did buy a TRX. I've had a couple Power Wagons. And the Power Wagons, while they're more beefy looking, at the end of the day, the Power Wagons and these 3/4 ton and up trucks just... they're horrible. I mean, you bounce all over the place when you're riding in these things. It's not a comfortable ride. They're not made to be comfortable. They're made for work. These things are made for hauling. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately at this point, I'm not really doing much of that anymore. I've got a giant car trailer, 24-footer that weighs over 4,000 pounds. I bought it so I could haul cars and trucks, and I just don't do it anymore. And because of that, I really stopped driving it, because it just doesn't make a lot of sense to be driving something this big, something this horrible on fuel economy, and something that quite honestly just is not something comfortable to drive. I don't enjoy it. So I decided it's time. We're going to trade it in on another truck. I'm going to save that till the end, or maybe I'll throw a teaser in the thumbnail. I don't know. This has the high output Cummins. All right. This thing, for a tradesman, seriously loaded. Forgive me, the truck is filthy, but you get the big screen. I mean, we got the whole screen. You got the tow package. We've got 4-wheel drive, neutral. I mean, I told you, adaptive cruise control. Are you kidding me? In a tradesman, we have the sliding rear window as well. If you turn around there, look at this. It does not have leather. It does not have heated and cooled seats. I mean, it doesn't have any of the other amenities that most people are looking for in a luxury truck. But for a work truck, man, this thing's pretty specced out. You've got your trailer brake, tow haul mode. You've got your parking sensors, front and rear. And the stereo system in this thing's absolutely phenomenal. Let's pop the hood.
Here are the main reasons why your brand new truck loses value the second you drive it off the lot. 1. Massive price inflation and tech overload. Truck prices have skyrocketed into 6-figure territory. Manufacturers pack them full of complex sensors, screens, and luxury features. The problem? As soon as the warranty expires, buyers on the used market don't want to pay to fix a $5,000 digital dash or a glitchy sensor system. 2. Quality control and reliability issues. Modern trucks are facing an unprecedented number of recalls, engine failures, and transmission glitches early in their lifespans. When a 100K truck spends more time at the dealership than in your driveway, its reputation and its resale value nosedives. 3. High interest rates and negative equity. Many buyers rolled old debt into massive 72 or 84-month loans. As the market cools down and inventory sits on dealer lots, trade-in values drop, leaving owners trapped in vehicles worth far less than what they owe. 4. Overproduction of luxury trims. Auto companies focused heavily on making ultra-expensive, high-end trims instead of basic work trucks. Now, the used market is flooded with overpriced luxury trucks that the average buyer simply cannot afford. When you combine unreliable tech with bloated price tags, it's no surprise people are dumping these trucks before they get stuck with the bill. You currently driving a newer truck, or are you sticking to older models? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a like, and I'll see you in the next video.